And then you did something with the New York Yankees. That's what I found the most fascinating thing. What did you do with the Yankees?
I was the general counsel to a company called the Yamkee Nets that owned the Yankees, the Nets, and the New Jersey Devils. So they owned all those teams. And, of course, George Steinbrenner didn't, acknowledge that, that they owned the Yankees, but they did. So, and I was responsible for all the legal issues that came up, including a major lawsuit, which is where I met David Boies, where we were co-counsel to sue Madison Square Garden to get back the television rights for the Yankees. So, and then David Boies asked me to join his firm, and I became the head of his New Jersey office. So David Boies and I did a number of major cases together, and I was about to get to him. He was the other major influence on my approach. What I learned, though, is all of these very, incredibly talented trial lawyers, they have a style. You can't imitate their style because you're not them.
You're not them.
You need to figure out what your own style is and then adapt things from what they do to the extent it fits within your own style, right? Like Herb Stern, they used to call him, when he was a judge, they called him the Prince of Darkness. And,
why is that?
He was very intimidating.
Okay.
He was very intimidating. And that was part of it. But he did it quiet. It was quiet intimidation, right? He had an amazing charisma in a room, and, he would just stare at people and they, break down. I'm not going to do that. I'm not Herb Stern, right? David Boies, what I loved about David Boies is he would make the case seem so simple, right? And rather than arguing vociferously or loudly, we're right and they're wrong, he would make an argument where the jury would go, now that has to be right. It was almost like the jury would be coming to its own conclusion. He wouldn't even be persuading them, which is an amazing talent. And it takes tremendous skill because you've got to understand the case completely. You have to simplify the case, right? And then you have to be able to argue it in a way where, you kind of take the emotion out of it and make it just a logical conclusion.